Hello students. Today we are going to take a new topic, that is your bleaching of discolored teeth. We are going to take this topic also in two lectures. In first lecture we are going to cover the techniques of bleaching related to the whiter tooth, and in the second part we will take techniques for bleaching a non-whiter tooth. So coming to the bleaching, it may be defined as the lightening of the color of tooth through the application of a chemical agent to oxidize the organic pigmentation in the tooth. Tooth whitening is either the restoration of natural tooth state or whitening beyond the natural shade. So goals of bleaching: restoration of normal tooth color. As you can see in this picture, one half it is a discolored teeth, and in the other half on the right side you can see a normal tooth. So there are various causes of discoloration of tooth. Broadly they can be divided into extrinsic causes and intrinsic causes. Intrinsic discoloration may be because of during odontogenesis, uh, tooth formation defects during, or it may be because of some uh, medications such as tetracycline staining, or it may be because of fluoride ingestion uh, during your tooth formation, such as fluorosis stains, and some systemic disease such as RH incompatibility known as erythroblastosis fetalis and porphyrias, sickle cell anemias and thalassemias. And coming to the extrinsic discoloration, they may be because of your some tobacco stains, some coffee stains, beverages, and surface stains. So the next part is your what are the bleaching materials. And basically all the bleaching materials are peroxide compounds. They can be divided into carbamide peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, and sodium perborate. Coming to the hydrogen peroxide, its concentration ranges from 3 to 35%. 35% H2O2 is also known as superoxide. It is a whitening agent, low molecular weight, can penetrate dentin. It is a clear, colorless, odorless liquid stored in light-proof amber bottle, unstable, kept away from heat. Care should be taken while handling, and it has a caustic effect. Used in mainly in walking bleach in the concentration of 3 to 7.5% in case of your home bleach. Then second compound is sodium perborate. It is a stable white powder. It is of three types: sodium perborate monohydrate, sodium perborate trihydrate, and sodium perborate tetrahydrate. Basically they differ, all these three differ in the content of their peroxide, hydrogen peroxide amount released by them. Powder is a water soluble, decomposed into sodium metaborate, hydrogen peroxide, and releasing oxygen. So when mixed into a paste with superoxide, paste decomposes into three types. Number one is your sodium metaborate, hydrogen peroxide, and nascent oxygen, and it is mainly used in walking bleach, that is in case of your non-whiter tooth bleaching. Carbon monoxide, this paste is used for whiter tooth bleaching, and the techniques of using it is we will going to discuss it later on. It is also known as urea hydrogen peroxide. Its concentration is 3 to 45%, and it basically decomposed into urea, hydrogen peroxide, and nascent oxygen. 10 it can be used, the 10% carbon peroxide contains urea, ammonia, carbon dioxide, and 3.5% hydrogen peroxide. So basically it is releasing 3.5% hydrogen peroxide, which is a main bleaching agent. And urea and ammonia help in making the solution alkaline, so in order to increase its efficiency. This is the diagram showing the decomposition of carbon monoxide peroxide into hydrogen peroxide, and later on hydrogen peroxide release hydroxyl ion. And the basic mechanism of any bleaching agent is that it converts a pigment compound which has double bond into a single bond. So basically it is changing its optical properties by doing this. Over the counter bleaching agents, it include tray system, trayless system, chewing gums, toothpaste, bleaching strips, paint on products. These products primarily work by removing staining stains only. Bleaching mechanism, again it is showing a diagram already discussed of carbon dioxide, that carbon dioxide break down into urea, hydrogen peroxide and nasal oxygen, and urea further decomposes to carbon dioxide and ammonium, and carbon dioxide with the combined with the saliva, water in the saliva, it form carbonic acid in saliva, basically increasing the pH, so making its solution alkaline and increasing its efficiency. So this is how we classify dental bleaching techniques. They are divided into office bleaching techniques and at home bleaching techniques. Office bleaching further are divided into vital bleaching and non-vital bleaching techniques. So bleaching techniques for vital tooth in office, we are going to use power bleaching, thermocatalytic and photothermocatalytic. At home it is mainly used by night guards. Coming to the non-vital bleaching techniques in office, it use thermocatalytic, or it may be at home technique which is called as walking bleach technique. Home bleaching, also called as night guard bleaching, more commonly used technique, easy to perform, less expensive. It basically uses a 10% carbon peroxide in a custom fit tray. Indications: superficial enamel discoloration, mild yellow discoloration, brown fluorescent discoloration, age-related discolorations. Contraindications: severe enamel loss, hypersensitive teeth, bruxism, presence of caries, defective corner restoration, and allergy to bleaching gels. Steps for making a custom tray: take impression and make a stone model, trim the model, place the stock out resin, cure it, apply separating medium, choose the tray sheet material. A natural material used for fabrication of bleaching tray is flexible plastic, mostly ethyl vinyl acetate. Cast the plastic in vacuum tray forming machine, trim and polish the tray, checking the tray for correct fit, retention and overextension. Demonstrate the amount of bleaching material to be placed. Treatment regime: preoperative photographs are important for any type of bleaching techniques. Patient might forget the original shade. Patient should brush his or her teeth prior to application of the tray. Surface debris minimizes the effectiveness of the bleaching agents. Place enough bleaching agent into the tray to cover the facial surface of the teeth. This is how a diagram showing the placement of carbon peroxide in a custom tray, mainly on the facial surface of the teeth. Tray should be worn for a period of 4 hours for every session. Reduce the time period if sensitivity is experienced. If sensitivity is not an issue, patient can repeat the bleaching session for second time in the same day. Remove the tray from the second molar region in a peeling action. This is how the tray is diagram showing the patient wearing his custom tray for home bleaching technique. Rinse of the bleaching agent from the surface of the teeth. Tray should be gently brushed to remove the remaining bleaching agent. Number of days required to achieve desired result is chiefly dependent on the original extent of the tooth discoloration, duration of bleaching in a day, and patient compliance. Result can be seen as early as 2 to 14 days, or it may take 6 weeks also. Then coming to the bleaching of whiter teeth in office. This is a bleaching technique. Previously there is a bleaching technique for whiter teeth at home. Now it is an in-office technique. It is called as also thermocatalytic process. Equipments needed for this is power bleaching material, tissue protector, activating source, protecting cloth and IVR, mechanical timer. Light sources used for activation of bleaching agent can be conventional bleaching light, tungsten halogen curing light, xenon plasma light, argon and CO2 lasers, diode laser light. Indications for thermocatalytic in office vital bleaching technique is mild fluorescence and tetracycline stain, superficial stain also, in order to match the existing color of the crown that is lighter than natural teeth. Contraindication: extensive caries, hypersensitive teeth, exposed root surfaces, severe discoloration, extensive restorations. Procedure: evaluate the tooth color with a shade guide, protect the gingival tissue with Ora base or Vaseline and isolate the teeth with a rubber dam. Place protective sunglasses over the patient and operator eyes. Clean Enamel surface with pumice and water. Remove the heat source and allow the teeth to cool down for at least 5 minutes. So session for activating is 5 minute duration. Pumice is used on the teeth to remove residual exposed gel from the enamel surfaces. Irrigate thoroughly, dry the teeth and gently polish them. Apply 30 to 35% hydrogen peroxide liquid or gel on the label surface of the teeth using cotton pallet. Apply heat with a heating device or a light source. The temperature should be maintained between 125 to 140 degree Fahrenheit or equivalent to 50 to 60 degree centigrade. The treatment time should not exceed 30 minutes even if the result is not satisfactory. 5 minutes each session. After that, apply neutral sodium fluoride gel for 3 to 5 minutes. Any boundary restriction of bleaching surface and tea, coffee, etc. avoid for 2 weeks, because after bleaching the tooth become very porous, so it attract more external stains as compared to earlier. So avoid such type of extensing agents also. This is a diagram showing a in-office thermocatalytic bleaching techniques. Here the xenon or normal diode light is used for activating the gel, superoxide gel or hydrogen peroxide solution, and as you can see in this diagram also that there is a gingival barrier also above the cervical level of the teeth protector. Now coming to the thermocatalytic bleaching, non-thermocatalytic bleaching. In this technique, heat source is not used. Commonly used solution for bleaching can be a superoxide ether, 5 which contains 5 parts hydrogen peroxide and 1 part ether. So it may be second is the Macon solution, which contains 5 part of hydrogen peroxide 30%, 5 part of hydrogen chloride 36%, and 1 part of ether 0.2%. Microabrasion techniques. It is a procedure in which microscopic layer of enamel is simultaneously eroded and abraded with a special compound, usually containing 18% of hydrochloric acid, leaving a perfectly intact enamel surface behind. These are the diagrams or the technique of microabrasion. Isolate the teeth with rubber dam. Mix Prema abrasive paste with 18% hydrogen chloride. Apply the mixture with a hand applicator for 5 to 10 minutes on an enamel surface and wash it intermittently with water. Apply 0.2% sodium fluoride on tooth surface and advise patient not to rinse for 1 hour. This is a microabrasion technique. Another technique is a microabrasion where we use 30 fluted carbide flame shape bar to remove the surface stains. And this is again a diagram showing the same microabrasion techniques in which we are abrading the tooth surface with this rubber cup and the Prema compound. Indications for the microabrasion: developmental intrinsic stains and discolorations, surface superficial surface enamel stains and opacities, yellow brown stain, multicolor stains, superficial hypoplastic enamel, areas of enamel fluorescence, white patches and white spots, decalcification lesion from stasis of plaque and from orthodontic bands, some irregular surface textures. Contraindications for microabrasion: age-related staining, tetracycline staining, deep enamel hypoplastic lesions, some concentric areas of hypercoagulation that extend to the dentine, and most amelogenesis imperfecta, most dentogenic lesions, carious lesions, underlying reasons of decalcification, areas of deep enamel and dentine stain. So thank you so much. Now the bleaching of non-white tooth we will going to take in the second part.